From nailing everyone's phones to the wall on the set of Avatar, to cursing out a studio executive who dared to question his methods, there are tons of moments of James Cameron being completely unhinged behind the scenes. Like the fact that he was nailing phones to the wall on set. We all knew Cameron was a genius filmmaker. But this is taking his artistic vision to a whole new level, am I right? Let's just say his directing style ain't exactly sunshine and rainbows. Dude's got a temper that could rival Stanley Kubrick and Alfred Hitchcock. In fact, there's a rumor that actors can't even leave their phones aside while filming. The guy really takes out a nail gun and deals with the issue himself. And guess what? It's not just a rumor. Sam Worthington spilled the beans and said Cameron actually nails phones above the exit, so you never forget when you leave. Talk about some hardcore phone discipline, huh? But that's not the only time he's been completely unhinged behind the scenes. Because let's not forget the time he cursed out a studio executive. And what was the poor exec's crime? Well, he dared to question the long runtime of his blockbuster film Avatar. But hey, it turns out Cameron was right. Avatar did make all the money, so who's laughing now? But here's the thing, folks. As much as we love Cameron's epic movies, let's admit that sitting through nearly 3 hours of blue-skinned aliens and dazzling visual effects can be a bit of a marathon. It's not exactly the type of film you casually rewatch while munching on popcorn in your PJs. But guess what? The upcoming sequel to Avatar was rumored to be even longer. I mean, seriously. At this rate, we might need an intermission or a snack break in the middle of the movie. One thing's for sure, Cameron is not holding back when it comes to pushing the limits of runtime, especially because he's got an eye for perfection. I guess that's why James changed one specific thing for Titanic's re-release. And this was all due to renowned astrophysicist and certified party pooper Neil deGrasse Tyson. So apparently, Tyson pointed out that the stars in the night sky during the climactic scene of Titanic were not exactly accurate compared to the real sky on the night the ship sank. Talk about a buzzkill, right? I mean, we're all sobbing our hearts out over Jack and Rose's tragic love story. Yet, Tyson comes in with his telescope and bursts our starry-eyed bubble. Thanks for that, Neil. When Titanic was re-released in 3D, though, Cameron didn't just sit back and let Tyson rain on his parade. Nope, he went back to the drawing board and fixed that sky. He remade the entire sequence with a sky that's astronomically accurate, just to make sure Tyson doesn't have any more sleepless nights over cinematic constellations.
Then I found out there's a whole company that you tell them what sky you wanted at a moment, and they went ahead and did that. So I looked at this was the sinking of the RMS Titanic, and this resembles the sky that I gave him.
Now that's what I call commitment to detail. I can just imagine Cameron huddled over his computer, meticulously placing stars in the right spots, trying to outsmart Tyson's cosmic critiques. But hey, kudos to Cameron for going the extra mile to make sure even the night sky in his movie is scientifically spot on. Though such a level of commitment definitely comes across as just a tiny bit unhinged if you ask me. But hey, that's just par for the course for this guy. I mean, let's not forget that James Cameron subjected the cast of Avatar 2 to some really weird processes. When it comes to preparing his cast for Avatar: The Way of Water, Cameron went all out with his creative methods. He took them on a sense memory odyssey in the rainforest. Yep, you heard that right. The man himself whisked his actors away to the lush greenery of the rainforest. This was to help them connect with nature and get in the right mindset for the epic shoot ahead. Talk about a director who's all about immersing his cast in the world of his movie. Now, I don't know if this rainforest adventure actually made a difference in the film, but hey, you gotta give it to Cameron for thinking outside the box. I mean, who needs traditional team-building exercises when you can trapeze through the rainforest, right? I can just imagine Cameron leading the pack, machete in hand, navigating the wilderness like a fearless explorer, while the cast follows along, trying to keep up and not get lost. And you know what's even more hilarious? The cast bonding over the challenges of the rainforest. The bugs, the humidity, the unpredictable weather must have been quite the bonding experience. Perhaps that's why fans could see the actors' renewed relationships and their deep connection to nature shining through on the big screen. And that's not even the only unhinged BTS from the set of the Avatar sequel, because he also built a Swiss Army knife of water tanks that included massive wave machines with a whopping $350 million budget.
The wet team, their breath holds are amazing. One of my top guys, his breath hold is like 11 minutes down there, which is ridiculous. a lot of the people that came from Cirque du Soleil, synchronized swimmers, Olympic hopefuls.
James Cameron spared no expense to create a cinematic masterpiece. And get this, a big chunk of that budget went into constructing a ginormous water tank that could give Aquaman a run for his money. This behemoth of a tank, designed by Cameron and his team at Lightstorm Entertainment, is no ordinary pool. I'm talking about a tank that's 120 feet long, 60 feet wide, and a staggering 30 feet deep, holding a mind-boggling 250,000 gallons of water. It's like a mega-sized swimming pool on steroids. No wonder they call it the Swiss Army knife of water tanks.
Give the actors an environment that was going to be as realistic as possible, build sets, and give them the ability to swim through the water and give it waves and current and everything.
I mean, forget about kiddie pools. This is the real deal. But wait, there's more. This high-tech tank isn't just filled with water and left to its own devices. Oh no, Cameron and his crew took it to the next level. They added current and wave machines to create those heart-pounding action scenes that we know and love from the first Avatar movie. It's like a giant aquatic playground where Cameron's imagination can run wild. And let's not forget about the cutting-edge technology that went into capturing the performances. The crew strategically placed performance capture cameras around the tank, along with safety monitor cameras to ensure everything runs smoothly. But hey, Cameron being Cameron, they didn't just stop at the basic setup. He went all out, pushing the limits until things broke, and then fixing them back up again.
We had decks that had this unistrut system built that were on gantries and chain motors so that we could lift them up and build the set on top of it above the water and then lower them back down once the set was built.
As virtual production supervisor Ryan Champney put it, he loves pushing the boundaries of filmmaking. Like in the underwater scenes of The Way of Water, every actor had to hold their breath because air bubbles would ruin the shots. I guess with a title like that, you kinda have to expect them to be underwater for most of it. But really, when you're working with Cameron, nothing's a breeze, is it? You see, Cameron, being the perfectionist that he is, wanted to capture every little detail of the actors' performances. That meant no scuba gear or oxygen tanks, just so those pesky bubbles didn't interfere with the motion capture sensors. Instead, all the actors and crew members had to channel their inner mermaids and mermen and go underwater without any fancy equipment, just good old-fashioned breath-holding skills. Talk about taking method acting to a whole new level. I mean, forget about swimming lessons, these guys need some serious underwater survival training. And it wasn't just a dip your toes and hope for the best situation. Oh no, this was serious business. Everyone involved in the film had to go through rigorous training and follow strict safety protocols. Professional diver and trainer Kirk Crack, who worked on the film, said that there wasn't any VFX magic added to the swimming bits. There's never been a movie that has done what this underwater unit did to the level they did it, and to the realism of the reality they did. But those are all of James Cameron's most unhinged BTS stories.
Work with everybody together as much as possible, and that's critical because when there's no set there and there's no world there, it's all about the actors looking in each other's eyes and getting that sense of that truth and that emotional reality.
Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.